You are now watching Chopping It Up with Roger Cador and Perry White.
It is Chopping It Up with Coach Roger Cador and Perry White. Of course, everybody, I am Perry White. He is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Coach Roger Cador. It is Thanksgiving week, and Coach, here we are getting near the end of November. The last week of November, man, we were rocking and rolling.
And it doesn't appear to be that way. No, hadn't been one cold day. I mean, that's just not normal.
Yeah.
You know, when I was growing up in years, we had some cold days, not one cold day yet.
I'm cool. I'm fine with it. Look, I moved as far down south as possible to South Louisiana. I am okay with not a cold day in sight, keeping that heater off and just kind of getting that baby to go outside and still enjoy the weather.
Yeah, that's okay, but you know, it's good to have a cold day every now and then.
Now we need some balance.
Some balance.
Yeah. Growing up for you, the nostalgia, remember when seasons changed, because you lived in a agriculture town. And so I'm pretty sure things in that town went a lot around farming and,
yes.
and how to talk to me about that.
Well, it all went around farming. Mm-hmm. It was a farming little community, and we lived off the land and produced a lot of good things. And that's when neighbors were neighbors, you know. I remember some ladies coming to my mama, hey, I need to get a cup of sugar or something like that. That's the way they live. Mm-hmm. I remember before winter come, in the summertime under the trees, they would make quilts and blankets. All the women's in the neighborhood get together, that's what they did. And then the men, when they killed the pigs, all the men in the neighborhood came and that's how they worked together. Mm-hmm. And if I had to say somebody was ever angry with someone or fuss, I never saw it. I'm not gonna say they didn't do it because people are imperfect, you got me? Mm-hmm. But I never saw it. I saw people working together for a common good.
Community.
And that's the only way they could make it.
Yeah.
They didn't have the money. They only had maybe one car in the community, and that gentleman had to take, if there was an emergency, he had to take them there. You know what I'm saying? And that's really where you have to depend on each other, you know.
This hating mindset that you got now within the community, because now the community can't quite stick together because it seems like everybody hating on each other or just having that upset spirit. What you think is the cause of that, or in your opinion?
Well, this is what is promoted to a large extent. We looked at it on TV, you look at it on YouTube, you look at it in sports. I mean, everything is about hate, fight. You know, I want to go back to this coach at Alabama State. This is 2 altercations he's been in the last year. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. His team. What message is he sending to his team? If something don't go right, fight. You know, Dion tried to, Obama brought her against, he wanted to fight then. Then again, you know, my thing is you work hard all year to put your team in a position to try and win a championship. Mm-hmm. And then you throw it all away with one stupid act. Mm-hmm. And that would go back to coaching. Everything, coaching's got to sell their players on being smart. We're working hard to do this. We got to finish it out. You can't get almost to the end and fight. Who is to know that Alcorn is not going to lose if you beat Jackson? Alcorn is not going to beat Jackson. You got me? Mm-hmm. That's why you got to play to the end. You know, and it ain't about your ego. It's about the university and the team. That's really who you're playing for. It's not the coach, okay?
You talk about community. I want to talk about HBCU community, because that same community that you said everybody had everybody's back growing up, for you, getting to Southern, what was that community like for you? And what was Southern's community like back during those times, in your opinion?
It was similar to where I came out of. I mean, they didn't bring a cup of sugar to you, but it was similar to help.
Yeah.
The help aspect of it. People were in the mode of helping.
Yeah.
because let's face it, they knew 95 to 99% of the kids didn't have anything. They came from very meager beginning. And the goal was, we've got to send someone back to these communities. We got to prepare someone so they could go back to the community and then bring someone back out. I mean, that's really what it was all about. And they understood that, you got me? And there weren't going to be no financial reward, no big reward. It was only going to be for the good of the community, the good of the university, the good of the person. And they made it happen.
And I bring up community because Thanksgiving typically brings people together, families, communities. You know it well because you give away the turkeys to the community. You had an opportunity with players during your coaching time, realizing bringing them together when they probably didn't get a chance to go be with their families and things like that on certain holidays. But, you know, it's just that special time of the year where people who may not get a chance to see each other often do get a chance to come together and share those stories and those memories and sit down and have a meal together and just, you know, fellowship. And often I don't think we do enough of that as families and communities these days.
This is why I really push hard to my former players that you got to come back. And not when someone is dead, you can't do them any good. They won't know you're there anyway. Come back when they're alive. You can enjoy the good times. You got me? You can relive them. You can talk about them. And you can look and say, oh, you got a family. I've got one too. You can talk about what's going on with your kids and in the family. I mean, there's so much that y'all can relive. We can relive when you come back. You got me? But, you know, that's the thing I notice is that when I'm around them, I hear them talk about things I remember vividly. That did take place. It seemed like it was yesterday, you know. Yeah. So it's good that these kind of time of year really bring families together, and you could see where some family members have grown. Or some have gone back a little, you know what I'm saying? Because that's, in every family, that's what's going on. You got some people progressive, some have gone a little far back, you know?
It wouldn't be family if you didn't have that dynamic, huh?
The dynamic, I mean, no, so there is no perfect situation, but you still love them.
Yeah.
And that's the key. You still love them.
Did you have a big family growing up? Aunties, uncles, cousins, any of that stuff?
Not really. We were a small family. I mean, my daddy probably had 6 people in his family, and my mother probably had 6, but that was it. We only had 3. We were only 3 kids, so it was not a big family. I know people had 13, 14, 15 kids. They were dropping kids like every year, you know. But no, we were a small family, and you know, that in a way that was a blessing for me. Even though we had to work hard, that means I would have never gotten out of there if we had that many kids.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, we would have been stuck. I would have been stuck. It was easy for me to convince my daddy to let me get out of there, because I was the last of the 3, you got me? If they had a bunch of them, I might have had to be the leader.
Yeah.
I had to stay there, you got me? So.
Recalling Thanksgiving, being a young person, what was Thanksgiving dinner like? What was meals prepared typically from your region?
I really don't remember. I don't remember. You know, meals were meals, and I really didn't. You know, I knew Christmas meals were special, but I don't remember much about Thanksgiving meals.
Did you eat chitlins?
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
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 Matter of fact, my sister is fixing me some.
Are you still getting to them? You still eat them?
Every now and then. Yeah.
Some chitlins, some greens, yams.
Yeah. There's a lady by LSU that fixes Miss Dorothy Cafe.
Oh yeah, that's a good soul food spot.
Yeah, she fixed them for me.
Oh really?
When she fixed them, she'll call me and say, Coach, I got some. And she don't fix them much anymore. But
you know Dorothy? Man, tell her Perry White and send me over there or something, man. I love that place, man, for real.
Dorothy's a good lady. She's from New Orleans.
Some good food over there. It's one of my favorite places to eat.
Yeah, you got good food over there.
Good food.
Yeah, so you got to know what a good food is if you're going to know. You know, I had a guy call me from Major League Baseball. Today is Monday, Tuesday?
Tuesday.
He must have called me Saturday. And he said, listen, he said, he with the Players Association. He said, you need to set up something where we come and do some kind of trial to get some kids for the Hank Aaron invitation. But he said, before you do that, you got to find a good food, a good place for us to eat. And he said, you ought to do. I said, that's a piece of cake.
Yeah.
That's the first place I thought about.
Dorothy's.
Yes.
Put them to sleep.
Well, you know, the thing is, that's the kind of food they want. He's out in California. He's not going to get that kind of food. You know, so he, you know, and them guys will love it.
So did you do that? They eat it?
Well, no, we got to set it up.
Oh, okay.
He called me to set it up, to get it set up so when they can do it. This might be another year away before we could do this.
Oh, okay, because I was about to say, Coach, invite me when you set this thing up, man.
Yeah.
I come help out.
Yeah.
Because I love some Dorothy, seriously.
Yeah.
I'll wait that 25, 30, however long it take to get that plate together, I'll wait.
You know, the thing is, I call and she'll have my food ready for me.
Well, you Roger Cador, you know what I'm saying?
No,
and good rice and gravy, too. I can appreciate some good rice and gravy.
Yeah.
Man, that's some good food. I like that cabbage, too. You like
I
cabbage?
like that cabbage. I like everything I've had over there.
You prefer turkey or ham?
I would prefer a small piece of ham and a small piece of turkey. That way I could have both, since I'm not a big eater. So I have both of them. And if they do that, what that thing they put in there?
What?
The side.
The dressing?
Yeah, the dressing.
Yeah.
A little in that dressing, cornbread dressing, that's what they call it?
Well, you know, in different communities, it's different.
Okay.
In the white community, they call it stuffing.
Okay.
In the black community, we go with dressing.
Dressing, okay.
So, yeah, you that cornbread dressing with some cranberry sauce.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know something, that giblet gravy.
That give me.
Giblet gravy.
Give me gravy.
Giblet.
Giblet, oh,
Yeah.
okay.
You know something about that?
I don't know about giblet, I know about the gravy.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
You know.
Let me ask you, desserts. You a cake or pie guy?
And if it's good, I'll take the cake and the pie. You know, my mother used to do pecan pie.
Oh, I love a good pecan
potato pie.
Sweet potato?
Yeah, sweet potato, you know. And they would really do it. Now, this is Christmas.
Okay.
I'm talking about, you know, again, I can't remember much about Thanksgiving, but Christmas, it was there, you know.
That's another difference too. The same thing with that stuffing and dressing.
Yeah.
In the white community, they eat that pumpkin pie.
Oh,
The black
okay.
community, we eat that sweet potato pie.
Yeah, okay.
So you like that sweet potato pie.
Yes, sir. My mother used to do cherry pies too. They had access to it so much, and they made it work, you know.
From scratch at that.
At scratch. Yeah. Everything was scratch.
You like macaroni?
No.
Really? You're not a cheese guy?
No.
Dang.
My son loved it, and I won't eat it. Won't come close to touch it. It was something I wanted to tell you. It slipped my mind. My brother and I were talking about it just recently. He talked about it. He said, you know, how different women are today. Our mother used to cook 3 meals.
For Thanksgiving?
Every day.
Oh, 3 meals a day. Oh, yeah. Talk to me about this, Coach.
She said every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So you're lucky if you can get a woman to cook 1 meal a month.
You're lucky if you can get a woman to cook 1 meal a month, Coach. They want to get taken out to eat every day now.
Man, and you know how expensive it is to go out to eat?
Tell the ladies, because clearly they think the bank account is unlimited.
Well, it has limitations. And we'll see pretty soon how much things are going to cost. And how much people, you know, I tell my son the same thing. I'll give him my credit card and he's spending, it's like it's no big deal.
Yeah.
I said, hey man, At the end of the month, that bill got to be paid. Spend as if it's your money.
Yeah, be frugal a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he looked at me and said, well, I got to eat.
You know, we have these conversations all the time because I can recall, you know, in my younger days of being out in the streets, as they say, I was for the streets. But, you know, talking to young ladies, you know, it was nothing for them to call and say, hey, I cook, come get you a plate. You know, then I come over and got me a plate that's wrapped in some foil. She'd have probably cooked a little something for me, and here you go. Man, or you at work or you at school, you doing something, call, say, hey, you hungry? Hey, yeah, I was out in the area, I cooked something, I could bring you some lunch or something. Man, listen, you know how hard that is to find these days, Coach?
It's because they've moved away from it. When they start moving away from the kitchen, they lose that skill set. And it's hard to cook, because I cook, okay?
Me too.
I cook, I know, so it's not an easy thing. You gotta clean, you gotta prepare, and then it's not an easy job. And women don't feel they don't have the time to do it.
Well, I would want a woman that can cook and at least can clean, because them two major things, I mean, you got to be clean.
Oh, you have to. You have to. So I enjoy the fact that,
I like this conversation because it shows the generation. We have this conversation all the time, my generation. Garrett and I talk about it too, just the change of the woman of society today, the new age woman where everything is to be catered to her. And there's nothing to give and to take care of a woman as a man, but things have to be earned as well. The respect has to be there. And at the same time, if I can provide for you, what can you provide back for me? And it's more than just what's between your legs. That's all around the world. Sometimes, what is it? Is it knowledge? Can you spark my interest? Can I learn something from you? Can you cook a dish? You know, do you clean around the house? Do you take care of yourself well? Because these are people that you're ultimately looking at that could be mothers of your children.
Yeah.
That are gonna be the future who you want to grow with, and that's what you want to build in a household, because that's what you're gonna want to teach your kids in the next generation. Things that you can learn at home, because you see in society today, there's a generation that is not learning much at home these days.
Well, they're not gonna learn anything at home because they're in daycare. You see, when the greatest learning spurt take place, kids are in daycare. The ages I'm talking about. And because mother's got 2 jobs, daddy got 2 jobs, they gotta drop them off at daycare. Drop them off at 6 in the morning or 7, pick them up at 6 at night. Who is teaching them? The people in the daycare. So that's the big, and I talked about that 15 years ago. I told that my team, I said 15 years ago, we're gonna have a lot of issues with young people. And they asked me why. I said, because their parents ain't teaching them anymore. They're growing up in daycare.
And on the phone.
And on the phone. And I said, parents have very little space in there where they can teach. So they drop them off, they pick them up, they put them to bed, they stop at McDonald's, get them something to eat. That's it. It's all. This is it. So your value is on the back burner somewhere.
Yeah, because I can remember going and wanting something from McDonald's or something. My mom like, we got food at the house.
Yeah.
You want a McDonald's burger? I'll fix you, but we got food at the house. Like, why you just got to have McDonald's?
I remember, when I was coaching and my son and my wife didn't feel like cooking. And he said, can we stop at McDonald's? I said, no, I'm going to go home. I'll cook. So, I mean, that's what I did. I wasn't going to say, no, I ain't going to get on this McDonald's thing.
Yeah.
And that was my thing, because I knew I had to be an example. You got me? And, and there were many times my wife didn't feel good. My wife was ill. And I had no issue with going home and cook, even after practice. You got me? I did it. And what it did, it made me a better person. See, it prepared me for really difficult times. You got me? Yeah, so I made that happen, man. It was no big deal.
Well, let's get ready to make this happen and take a break. We'll be right back, everybody, with more Chopping It Up with Coach Roger Cador and Perry White.
Smart Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge because BTR is so close and convenient, they're always one step ahead, rather than dead on their feet. So, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport. Some Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge. Some don't. The ones that do know BTR is all about being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere their business takes them. They also know not flying BTR means more traffic, longer lines, and wasted time. So if it's about going from driveway to runway with a lot less highway, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
Have a passion? We've got the place. Gear up for where the rubber meets the mud, or stir up memories of a lifetime. Reach new heights. Gravitate towards something out of this world. Even travel back in time. You might like a little drama in your life, or get in touch with your inner nature lover. Release some pent-up energy while you're at it. There's plenty to do beyond the swing sets. BRAC, we're more than a playground.
With over 60 years of combined experience, Kathy Sherburne and Anna Barnett bring a wealth of knowledge and excitement to the framing industry. Keeping strong to the Louisiana culture, Acadian Frame and Art has numerous local artists and sports team memorabilia for their customers to choose from. Whether you're creating a gallery-like setting in your office or simply looking for some fun art for your kids' playroom, Acadian Frame and Art is your one-stop picture framing spot. Call 225-927-6129 or go to www.acadianframe.com.
Get the memoir from the legendary baseball coach from Southern University, Roger Cador, Against All Odds. Roger refused to let his past dictate his future by rising to legendary college baseball status. An inspiring story of tenacity, faith, and hope. Against All Odds chronicles Coach Cador's determination to reach higher, to want more, and to dig deeper to find the courage to chase his dreams. Against All Odds. Get yours today by Cador and Cador Publishing. You are now watching Choppin' It Up with Roger Cador and Perry White.
With over 60 years of combined experience, Kathy Sherburne and Anna Barnett bring a wealth of knowledge and excitement to the framing industry. Keeping strong to the Louisiana culture, Acadian Frame and Art has numerous local artists and sports team memorabilia for their customers to choose from. Whether you're creating a gallery-like setting in your office or simply looking for some fun art for your kids' playroom, Acadian Frame and Art is your one-stop picture framing spot. Call 225-927-6129 or go to www.acadianframe.com.
Get the memoir from the legendary baseball coach from Southern University, Roger Cador, Against All Odds. Roger refused to let his past dictate his future by rising to legendary college baseball status. An inspiring story of tenacity, faith, and hope. Against All Odds chronicles Coach Cador's determination to reach higher, to want more, and to dig deeper to find the courage to chase his dreams. Against All Odds. Get yours today by Cador and Cador Publishing. You are now watching Choppin' It Up with Roger Cador and Perry White.
All right, we're back more Chopping It Up with Coach Roger Cador and Perry White. I am Perry White. He is the man, the myth, the legend himself, Coach Roger Cador. Coach, we just talking off air. Coaching change over in Prairie View, Texas. They let go of Coach Bubba McDowell, who took over that program after being a long-time assistant with Coach Eric Dooley. Of course, Coach Dooley left and came to Southern. ultimately now at Grambling as the offensive coordinator. Then Bubba McDowell takes over, leads them to a SWAC championship game appearance last year, which they came up short against FAMU. And then this year, not quite the season that they thought they wanted to have. They ended the season with a 9-6 loss to Alabama State. And now Prairie View has put out a statement that they're going to do a national search in terms of trying to find a coach for them. Now, traditionally, we've known that's been a tough place for people to go, for any coach to go in. But for you, what's your thoughts on it?
I like that place. If I had to be reincarnated and come back and coach, that's one place I would want to be. Prairie View is outside of a big metropolitan area. It's a lot of lane, a lot of space out there, you know? And I like that. And they really have done a good job with upgrading everything over there, you know? So I like Prairie View. I just think that it's hard to change a culture.
Yeah. You know.
A losing culture is hard. You know what I'm saying? People think it's easy. It's not that easy. There's something about losing and winning. They go the same, each go in the right direction. You got me? You know, winners find a way to win, losers find a way to lose. I mean, I've seen it happen over and over again. And so it's something about culture, those two cultures. And Prairie View's got a losing culture. Now, back in the 40s and 50s, and maybe 60s, Prairie View was a top flight program. When you took the scholarships away and started changing things changed. So it's different now. Winning ain't easy to come by anymore.
Yeah, especially when you have this instant gratification society where there's no time to build, there's no time to try to put it together. It's about now. What can we do right now?
Well, if Bubba McDowell played for the championship last year, or against the East against the West, well, my whole thing is, why would you fire him? To me, show progress, right?
Well, Southern did the same thing with Eric Dooley.
Oh, really?
He went to the championship in 2022, and then they fired him in 2023.
Well, maybe there is something to it.
Yeah.
I really don't know. I don't understand all the things that's going on in coaching and the ADs and the, you know. I don't understand all the things that's going on. It was different when our coach, you know, it was different. So I don't understand. I don't know if I could make it.
Yeah, those days, I hate to say, are over with. You know.
Oh no, they're over with. Yeah. It's not don't hate. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know. And I remember. A longtime coach, and it could have been. I don't want to say the name because I don't have it right. But he said, all it takes now, you get the wrong AD and the board and the president, a yes man, he's weak, and he'll make it tough for a coach. You got me? He said, all you need to do is hire a weak AD. You got a problem.
Yeah.
He said, that's the problem to a large extent. You know, them guys want their job, man.
You think we have a lot of that issue in the HBCU athletic community?
You're doing right. It is every community.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, a lot of those guys aren't qualified, man. I mean, I don't know. I don't understand. Where in the hell did they look in the mirror and see who they were interviewing? I mean, that's the thing I'm looking at, and I said, based upon how that guy looked, you could almost tell. Now, I have a sixth sense when it comes to that. I could look at a person and tell if they're worth 50 cents or $1. I do have that. Everybody don't have that ability, you know? But you know, there are some people who get hired, man. Wow. I just said, wow, how'd that person get a job? You know. Yeah, I was talking to one of my former players Saturday. He called me and he said, man, they just hired a guy, I don't want to call the school, and he won 20% of his games. They just hired him. He left another school where he won 20% of the game. That means he lost 8 out of every 10 games, and he gets another job.
Well, damn.
What are they looking at? You know, that don't make sense. It happened in New Orleans too. I have to tell G that too. At one of them schools in New Orleans. Guy won 20% of the game and got fired where he came from and got fired in 3 months on the job. You know that? I blame the people doing the hiring.
Yeah. What are the expectations and what's a realistic expectation for HBCUs, particularly one like Prairie View, looking for a head coach? Because, you know, it seemed like once the Dion thing happened at Jackson State, here's this phenomenon of, hey, go try to hire you this high-profile coach. But at the same time, you often hear this story of the SWAC recycle coaches, right? Guy leaves Grambling, he goes to Prairie View, leaves Prairie View, goes to Alabama State. And you hear it's like, well, what did he do at his last stop? So what are the realistic expectations when you got the notion of go get this superstar, or go get a high-profile coach, or go get a guy who's been around the conference for many, many years?
Boy, that's a good question. You know, they're not going to make that financial commitment to go get the real coach, to change the culture, you got me? Because it's going to take a deep financial commitment, and they're not going to do it, okay? So they're going to go and pray that we're going to get lucky and this guy could help us. That's really all they can do.
Yeah.
You know, but they're not going to make a financial commitment because that's what it takes to really change the culture. Somebody you're going to have to make a deep financial commitment to and stick with him, let him hire good coaches and go. Or I really think Prairie View is a really good job. They got 14, 15,000 students. They probably can do 40,000. I think they got space to grow. Hire the right guy and wait. Say we're gonna do it. We're gonna do 4-5-year commitment. I mean, you gotta do it. They're the one school that could do it. The other schools can't do it. They don't have the territory that Prairie View have. Prairie View got a lot of ground.
Texas. So to be in Texas.
Yes, and they can move in the Texas A&M system. They could make something happen. They're the one school, I'm telling you. Out of all of the schools, they're the one that can make it happen. You know, FAMU, Cookman, they can't. Prairie View's got this, they got land. When you got land, you got opportunity. An opportunity to build and grow and, you know, and then you're in the right system, Texas A&M, you know. But the key is, do they have the right president? That's what it come down to. And is the president trying to hire a coach? He doesn't know nothing about football. A president have no business trying to hire a coach because that's not what they do. You got me? You hire a good athletic director. You got me, with a good track record, let him hire a coach. You got me?
Let me ask you this. The idea of having a white head football coach at a HBCU.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah. If it's somebody that you feel can come in, because I have gotten pushback on many sides of saying no, because HBCUs are supposed to be for giving opportunities for, you know, black people who are out there. But if you're looking out there and you're saying we're looking at for the coaching search, and if you go through the resumes and then you find that, hey, the best qualified person that we have at the top as a top candidate is a white guy, is that an issue for HBCU?
It's an issue for some people, but it's not for me.
Yeah.
You know, but there are people who's going to hold what white people did against black people 200 years ago, they're going to hold it against them. I mean, you know, I'm not in that mode. I've let it go. You know what I'm saying? Because it ain't going to do me no good to hold it against God didn't do nothing against me. 200 years ago, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, that God didn't do anything against you. He might be able to help you. And that's where the problem comes in. You're denying a person who may be able to make you better an opportunity. That's not very smart, in my opinion. You got me? You've tried your way, the way ain't working. You got me? You know, why not go get the guy at Nico State? He obviously knows something. He obviously can do something. Nico State ain't got nothing down there. So my point is, but attitude has got to change at this university also.
Yeah.
How you going to receive and treat people. You got me? You got to receive them and treat them with a kind heart. Because they're here to make everybody's life better. You got me? Don't hire them, bring them here and treat them bad. Then you defeat the purpose. Hire them, bring them here, treat them really good. He win and everybody's happy. Does that make sense? Or
No, you make perfect sense.
that's the coach in me coming out. You gotta treat people decent, man. They're gonna make, they're gonna make your life better. It's just.
It's the world of athletics. It's
not
up and
just
down business.
it's the world of people who are short-sighted and carrying around a grudge.
Yeah, personal, not business.
Yeah, personal, taking it personal. It ain't got nothing to do with that man. That man didn't do anything, But we can't reverse history. We are doing something. I'm gonna say like what the Senate minority leader, the old white man from North Carolina. You don't know politics, huh?
I don't know his name.
He's the Senate minority leader, Mitch McConnell. Mitch McConnell. I'm gonna call him Mitchell.
You talking about the old with the glasses?
Yeah, Mitchell McConnell. That's him.
He never makes facial expression.
Never, no expression, none whatsoever. But somebody put a question to him, and he said, "That's not a question for me. We already had a black president, Barack Obama." So my point is, we had a black president. Somebody forgave somebody. Would you agree?
I would agree.
If white folks had held a grudge forever, he would never have won. Because it ain't enough black people in the United States who could vote for him to make him win. So white folks voted for him to put him in there. So some white folks forgave and let him become president, okay? So we gotta look at everybody ain't bad. Everybody ain't bad. So that's the way we gotta look at it.
Well, let me look at it like this. We got to take a break, and then when we come back, we'll continue this conversation more to Chopping Up with Coach Roger Cador and Perry White.
Smart Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge because BTR is so close and convenient. They're always one step ahead, rather than dead on their feet. So, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport. Some Baton Rouge business travelers travel out of Baton Rouge. Some don't. The ones that do know BTR is all about being closer, more convenient, with non-stops and short hops to anywhere their business takes them. They also know not flying BTR means more traffic, longer lines, and wasted time. So if it's about going from driveway to runway with a lot less highway, isn't it about time you flew BTR? Baton Rouge Metro Airport. It's about time.
Hey, it's Jimmy Ott with ESPN Radio. Both Coach Roger Cador and I have gone to Dr. Dale Poliz for years for all of our dental needs. Dr. Politz uses the latest technology in preventive dental cleaning, digital x-rays and night guards, restorative tooth-colored fillings, porcelain crowns, complete partial dentures. Zoom whitening, you can whiten teeth 10 shades in as little as an hour. Dental emergencies for infections, broken tooth, or restoration when things just go wrong. Most insurance is accepted. Dr. Dale Politz and Dr. Larry Oob, available Monday through Thursday, 7:30 a.m. to 5 p.m., 926-6899, and PolitzDentistry.com.
Getting a letter from the IRS that you owe back taxes can be scary, but it doesn't have to be. Call Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040 today. We'll help stop garnishments, levies, and seizures immediately. With over 35 years of dealing directly with the IRS, our team of local professionals will help you pay the least amount possible. So if you owe back taxes to the IRS, you need help. Call the tax professionals at Go Tax Resolution in Lafayette at 337-420-1040. Your go-to tax relief.
Have a passion? We've got the place. Gear up for where the rubber meets the mud, or stir up memories of a lifetime. Reach new heights. Gravitate towards something out of this world. Even travel back in time. You might like a little drama in your life, or get in touch with your inner nature lover. Release some pent-up energy while you're at it. There's plenty to do beyond the swing sets. BRAC, we're more than a playground.
With over 60 years of combined experience, Kathy Sherburne and Anna Barnett bring a wealth of knowledge and excitement to the framing industry. Keeping strong to the Louisiana culture, Acadian Frame and Art has numerous local artists and sports team memorabilia for their customers to choose from. Whether you're creating a gallery-like setting in your office or simply looking for some fun art for your kids' playroom, Acadian Frame and Art is your one-stop picture framing spot. Call 225-927-6129 or go to www.acadianframe.com.
Get the memoir from the legendary baseball coach from Southern University, Roger Cador, Against All Odds. Roger refused to let his past dictate his future by rising to legendary college baseball status. An inspiring story of tenacity, faith, and hope. Against All Odds chronicles Coach Cador's determination to reach higher, to want more, and to dig deeper to find the courage to chase his dreams. Against All Odds. Get yours today by Cador & Cador Publishing. You are now watching Chopping It Up with Roger Cador and Perry White.
We're back with more Chopping It Up with Coach Roger Cador and Perry White. I'm Perry White. He's Coach Roger Cador. It is the Thanksgiving holidays. Hope you guys have safe travels to wherever you're going with you and your families. I hope you get an opportunity to eat good, to fellowship, bring your community closer together, acknowledge any issues, get past any of the BS, because life is too short, Coach, you know, to hang on to stuff and to carry it on to generation, to the next generation. You know, come together as a family, but we know one thing about this. In South Louisiana, there's going to be some house divided this weekend because you're going to have Southern and Grambling getting ready for the Bayou Classic this weekend. It is a true rivalry of two schools, and we know when you're in Louisiana, everybody's going to come together on Thursday and talk their noise, but come Friday and Saturday, it's going to be all, throw the records out the window, throw everything out the window. It's going to be a real rivalry.
I really agree with you 100%. There will be some divided homes, and it's going to be fun Thursday, Wednesday and Thursday, tomorrow and Thursday. Then it began Friday.
Oh.
You know, and I'm sure a few drinks will be involved. Makes it even, some grandmothers and grandfathers probably got to get in between them and say, y'all can't act that way. Mm-hmm. It's only a game.
That is the interesting thing about it. Was Southern and Grambling, because the Bayou Classic, of course, wasn't going on when you were a kid, but that rivalry, did you hear anything about that rivalry growing up as a kid?
Oh, yeah.
What was your first introduction to Southern Grambling?
I saw a game on campus. Grambling came and played Southern on campus. That
Really?
must
Here
have
in
been
Baton Rouge?
72, maybe 71. Had a wide receiver by the name of Frank Lewis from Homer. Was a #1 draft choice with the Pittsburgh Steelers. What a beautiful receiver. Smooth as silk. Frank Lewis, oh my goodness. I got to see Walter Payton, Robert Brazile, Too Tall Jones. Oh my goodness. But Frank Lewis.
He was different.
Oh my goodness. So darn smooth. And you know what happened? It just so happened 2 years ago, or the last time I went to the Bayou Classic. I can't remember. I was at some affair. And I was sitting next to a lady and I said, Gremlin had some really good players. One was Frank Lewis. She said, that's my husband. I was sitting next to her. I said, really? I said, baby, your husband was really something. Oh, my something. Yeah.
That's a hell of a story, Gremlin coming to Southern. I mean, that had to be many, many moons ago.
No, it was 71, 72. Yeah. That was, yeah. We will have to look, maybe, but.
What was that atmosphere like?
Oh, my goodness.
To have that right here on
Yeah,
the
well,
campus.
that's the way it was. It was, yeah. It was, it was a sellout crowd for, I mean, Southern Gremlin has always been big. Now, 74 is when they first played in New Orleans at Tulane Stadium. I went there, stayed at there was an old Days Inn in Metairie, O'Kenna. That's where I stayed, the hotel. Never forget it. Yeah.
Could you feel that energy when it was here on campus of Southern and Gremlin not liking each other?
Yeah, Perry, I always look at things a little different about, so I didn't see that. I didn't feel that.
Well, when I say when you see the fan base, it's like you can tell a fan base don't like a fan base,
All I felt that the fans were pulling for their team. I never really saw anything else other than they wanted that team to win. This one wanted that team to win. And I mean, I think my way of looking at things have never put me in a situation where I would get caught up in something that may go wrong. And I'm on the left side rather than the right side, And
it's interesting for Southern because they're going to have back-to-back rivals. You get Grambling this week for the Bayou Classic, and you're going to head to Jackson, Mississippi next week for the SWAC football championship against Jackson State, man. That's a tough stretch, but nonetheless, that's what Southern fans get ignited about when you get a chance to play those rivals like that, especially when you're playing for something. The Bayou Classic, you throw those records out no matter what. You playing for something. You don't want to leave that dome to lose it.
Well, let's hope they don't lose everything in that dome with a win. The SWAC championship is way bigger than that Grambling game because they hadn't won one since
2013.
Thank you, Coach. I said it yesterday.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, we had this conversation yesterday. I kept saying, I gotta go into the championship at least having beat Grambling. Like, I gotta have that momentum headed in my direction.
You want to beat Grambling, but don't leave it all in the dome. Winning the SWAC championship is bigger. It carries more weight. Hell, Grambling won 2 games, 3 games. The hell with Grambling. Let's go beat Jackson. We'll play Grambling. We'll play them. But we're not going to leave everything on the table and not have something for Jackson. We want Jackson. That's who we want. Because Jackson, we owe them. Or they owe us.
No, we owe them.
We owe them.
An ass.
We got, We got to get
us one the first time around.
Well, not that. We haven't been having our number.
They have. I think it's 4 or 5 straight now.
We got to get them. And I'm talking from a coach who, my biggest rivalry was Jackson. And as the neurosurgeon found out from 86 to 2002, you saw how many times we played for the championship. You know what I'm saying? So there's some built-in rivalry here. And we know the people in Mississippi don't like Southern. You know, yeah. And we got something for them. I don't usually talk that way.
I like it. I like it. You got me riled up right now.
I don't usually talk that way, but we got something for both of them.
Yeah, I like it, Coach. Because it's a rivalry. There's back-to-back rivalries. You got the Bayou Classic, which all odds, the biggest classic in the country, right? 70,000 plus people in attendance at a game, millions at home watching, another 100,000+, 200,000 people around the city. It creates a buzz. It creates something that's huge for these two schools. And then the next week, a championship on the line. Then the possibility of a Celebration Bowl in Atlanta.
Oh, that's a whole lot on the line, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, my, for Graves to come into that in his first year, he's got the energy, though. He hadn't been worn out. He should be able to not go to sleep.
Yeah.
Don't sleep. Figure out a way to win it.
So you go sleep when Christmas
Run the table. Yeah, you can go to sleep. New Year's, man. You can run the table. Run the table.
Yeah.
You can run it three games.
Oh, man, you know how big that'll be for the Jaguar Nation? It'll be crazy around here. You get all three of those. Grambling, Jackson, then you go and beat South Carolina State in the Celebration Bowl.
Let's run the table, man.
That's it.
Grave, we pull it for you.
I'll make sure I clip this and send it to him. Let him know Coach said let's run the table because he pulling for you.
Please do. Clip it and send it to him. Let him know we want to run the table. And he shouldn't go to sleep. I remember Dale Brown was on a run when he was coaching. Mm-hmm. And he was going in the SEC tournament. And they were playing. They were playing some dog fights. And he said, I'm not going to sleep at all until it's over with. And I used to quote Dale Brown and say, when we go to the SWAC tournament, I'm not going to sleep at all until we get to take care of business. You know.
You got to psych yourself out.
Well, I didn't sleep much anyway, but, you know. Mm-hmm. I didn't sleep much. I slept very little.
Well, that is, we appreciate you for all that, Coach, and we appreciate everybody out there that's paying attention and watching because it is Thanksgiving holiday. We're glad that you guys have tuned in with us. If you didn't get a chance to catch us live, you'll be able to go back and watch this on our YouTube as well as on his Facebook page. And we ask that you hit that subscribe button right there on our YouTube channel on Chopping It Up with Coach Roger Cador. We thank you guys for your support. And you got something, Coach?
Yeah, I want to thank all the people who watch on Facebook. I see you all. Y'all contact me. Y'all send messages. It's just that I don't know how to do it, to get back and say appreciate you. But there's so many of you all. And Instagram, I mean, there's so many following, and I'm really appreciative of it. And I'm hoping that we are discussing things that have interest to you. And as we go along, we're going to be bringing in more and more stuff that you can appreciate.
Well, we appreciate you guys, as you hear Coach said, and Coach, as always, as we get ready to get out of here for Thanksgiving and enjoy the weekend. Hope you have a good one, man, that you eat good. You had Miss Dorothy get them chitlins ready for you. I may go pay her a visit tomorrow, man, and try to get me a meal from over there. But and hope everybody enjoy yourself if you're traveling to the Bayou Classic or if you're just traveling to go see family and friends. Enjoy yourself, stay safe, and Coach, get us out of here. Catch you next week.
Get the memoir from the legendary baseball coach from Southern University, Roger Cador. Against all odds, Roger refused to let his past